purple sectors hat from Wolfpack's website, and that is Leonard Edwards. Big shout out to you. Yo, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, but first I need to let you all know how this goes so that you can be involved in the content creation, all right? So the way this happens is this. There is a call link that is posted right now. It is pinned up top. It's pinned up top in the live chat. If you click that link, it will bring you into the studio. Once you are in the studio, you will then be able to participate in the actual show. Tell me what you think about the topics, but you will have 60 seconds, okay? You will have 60 seconds for this. With that being the case, it is going to be a hard cutoff, but that doesn't mean you can't come back. If you're not in the live chat because you're not a subscriber, the link is also in the description. Click that. Now, you do need a PC or you need a smartphone if you come in, but you're going to need a PC to do the actual calls. I don't know if they upgraded to tablets being able to do the actual call-ins, but either way it goes, you can come into the live stream. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This show will not be an hour, probably, if I just have to sit up here and talk about the various topics, because I talk about these topics all the time. This show is me connecting with you as the audience, unlike most content creators do, and involving you into the conversation in real time. So whatever it is that you feel you want to say in the comment section, you can come on into the studio, make the call, and say it actually on the show. Whatever it is that you think you want to say in the live chat, if you got something good to say, you can come into the studio on a live call and say what you have to say. All right, so we're going to get this thing started. We're going to get popped off. We do have a soft topic that we can kind of get in until more people come in and kind of get situated. Carlos has literally signed with Williams, and we talked about this earlier. I think that out of the choices that he had, I think it's a good choice. Some people are criticizing Carlos for going from a works team to a customer team. But as a driver, yeah, that might matter as much as that team getting championships. But it's not gonna do much different for him as far as a driver being able to have a body of work. So let me see what's going on. The link is up. So ADVR caller says it won't let me say is locked for public. All right, so that should not be the case, but in case that is the case, let me check and see what we have going on here. All right, let me check and see what we got going on. Make sure they didn't change anything around here, because a lot of times they change shit and they don't like to let us know they change things. So let me check those right now. Make sure that this is not locked to the public, because that is not what we want. Live stream is enabled. General F1 minute. Enable lobby waiting room, which we don't need a waiting room. So yeah, right now it's not saying it's locked to the public, but if it is, then we need to definitely get that checked out, because it's not supposed to be locked to the public. So yeah, let me look into this real quick and see what's going on. I've yet to ever have that issue where it was locked to the public. So it's not saying it. Carlos, try again to see if you could come in again. Galactus, if you could try and get in, because Galactus usually is pretty good with helping out with these situations. I hate that this does happen, but it does happen, because none of these things technically want to cooperate with us when we need them to cooperate. But let me see. There is nothing there as of right now. Let's get this worked out so we can have a good show. I believe somebody just came into the studio as it sits right now. Cause where's the people? Nope. Galactus, can you get in? Thank you, showing love from Detroit. Yo, big shout out to Motor City. Big shout out to Motor City. I still don't see anything wrong there. ADVR, try again and let me know. I hate that this is happening, but evidently these things do happen. People will be let into the studio by host or producer. We don't need that. Galactus, you cannot get in either. This is crap. See, these are the things that I hate that happen. These are also the things where I guess you should have done a complete full run through with somebody being able to get in. And now we're having this situation as we sit live, and that is not good right now. So let me see what is going on. Let me see how this can be resolved. No, it's listed as not open to the public. Okay, see, this is a problem. All right. So let's go ahead and try to fix this right now, because this is not something that we want. Everybody needs to be able to come into the studio, and that is not what we want. So hold on. Let's see if we can fix this like immediately. All right. So let's see. Issues. I really do hate this, but we're gonna work it out in real time so we can make this happen. Galactus says Riverside Group. Anybody? Community group. If anybody knows how to fix that, feel free to let me know, because I have never encountered this before, ever. All right, peeps, give me a moment and let's see what's going on real quick. Live show, Wolf, let's see, invite, pin, edit. That is not the case. Settings. I have no clue why this is locked to the public. It literally does not say that. Guests. Counter, automatically start recording. People, it looks like we have a technical difficulty right now. Live stream lock. Looks like the stream is closed to the public. Reach out to the host if you think something is amiss. Well, I'm the host and I'm actually on live right damn now, and there is nothing that says that my audience should not be allowed to get into the studio. So why is this happening? I have no damn clue at all why this is happening. But I can tell you one thing: it's about to piss me the hell off. England is in the house right now. Big shout out to England. In a time that we don't need to have these problems, we're having these problems. All right, everybody, just bear with us for a second, and let's try to figure this out, because there is nothing on here that says that it is locked to you all. So why, I have no idea why it is locked to my audience. This is going to be a problem, and it's going to piss me off. Greatly piss me off. I'm actually already pissed off. All right. Let's try this. Let's try to go ahead, and I'm going to post a new link. I'm going to post a new link right now. And I'm going to add you all in, audience, to watch live stream and participate via chat. All right. So I'm about to go ahead and put you in. I'm about to copy a new link right now. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and unlink this one. We're going to remove this link right here. And we're going to put in a new link for the live chat. And let's see if this one works. All right, so here is a new link in the live chat right here, right now. And I will go ahead and replace pinned message with this new one. And I'm even going to click this link myself. And it does allow me to come in. It does say right now it allows me to come in. So let's hope that this new link works. So Galactus, could you go ahead and try that new link for me, buddy? And I'm going to put a new link right now in the description and see if that one also works. All right, Galactus, try that, and let's see if that gets people into the studio. All right, this is bull. I'm just gonna say it. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. They don't even have like an instruction on if this is happening. All right, so let me check this out. Yo, I really do hate this. I really was excited about this, and here it is with a situation. When they do things like this, they should put out memos. They should send us emails about why this is happening, because evidently it's not happening enough, because there's not enough people on here saying that why they can't get into the studio and why the studio's locked. And now I'm sitting here on a live stream talking about why the hell the studio's locked, when I should be actually entertaining and seeing what you all have to say about these topics that we got going on. All right. Live stream locked. All right, let's see what's going on right here. Computer isn't live. All right, so let me see. Let me see. We are live. We are on. We are actually recording. Studio invite link at audience members instead of record guests. Ask host. Send invite plain text. Studio sent live link. Let more. Okay, yeah. There's nothing. This is absolutely fucking stupid. This is absolutely stupid. All right. Well, this is absolutely stupid, and we're gonna go ahead and try something different right here with the link. Because right now nobody literally can get in. All right, let's try a different one. It says you are also locked out. This is crazy. Let's check your camera, your mic. That's all good. All right, y'all. Y'all give us just a second. I'm gonna try to figure this out. So just hold one. Just wait one moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come right back. Just give us a second. We're going to come right back. For everybody, everybody should have this link. Should be no audio. We just got to work all that out. We are good right now. Just hold on, hold on. Let's see what we got going on. All right, the link should be good at this point. We should have good link. We should have good audio. We should be good. All right, so the link is working and it says no audio now. I mean, what the hell? We can't. What are we doing right now? This is getting crazy. All right, we got audio. All right, so we're good now. Damn it. Holy shit. I'm telling you, they try to beat you down. They'll try to beat you down out here. All right, so that link should be good. Okay, the link should be good now. You should be able to come into the studio. You should be able to come into the studio now. So you should be able to click that link. Come in. Let's get this party started. Galacticus, give me a link check, good sir. Make sure it's working. And good link. All right, so we're on it popping. We're on it popping. We are on it popping. We're gonna go ahead and go on. Carlos is done. Carlos is done. We've had our mistake. We've had our error. They changed things up, and now we are good. So let's go ahead and get into this conversation because right now we just saw what happened this week in the Belgium GP. Nothing's gonna hold us back, but it looks like some people want to hold Lewis Hamilton back. All right, and with that being the case, we gotta know with what Ferrari is doing and what we know Mercedes has done, is Ferrari a good place for Lewis Hamilton? That is something that I would like to know from you all. And right now we got in studio, we have a couple of people already in studio, or at least one person right now in studio. Feel free to click that link and do a live call in so that you can come in and say what you would like to say. All right. And we will bring you in, bring you on, and you can say you're going to have 60 seconds, of course, to say it. And we're going to go from there. But I have to say, well, right now, what we're seeing with Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton being inbound 2025, I am not completely sure if I can be completely confident on Lewis Hamilton having a good situation with Ferrari. Now, if you're going to use the link, you definitely need to use Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Don't use Safari. Don't use Firefox or any of that. It keeps asking me for a link. Can someone send the link? Right now is already in the live chat. The link is already in the live chat. All right, the link is pinned in the live chat up top, or it's in the description. So you click that and then come into the studio. Make sure you fill out your information, and then you should be able to come in. But right now, like I told you all, I'd hate for this show to be a bust. It already has been attacked by Riverside and their lack of informing their people on what is going on with the changes. But now it is your time to talk. I talk all week, so I'm not going to sit on here and talk about everything when this is time for you to say what you have to say and for us to have a two-way conversation versus it being a one-way conversation, all right? This is time for people to come in and get it in. Carlos is in. Let's go, Carlos. Carlos, what's up, brother? You got no audio, man. You got no audio. See, it's not just us. It's everybody's having some issues. Carlos has got no audio right now. He's got to get his audio together. See it's going around. This is what happens, man. He's got the performance talk shirt on and every damn thing. Mechanic says Checo holding Red Bull hostage. The boy know where all the fraud money is. That's a big fact. Carlos, let's see if we can get you off. Make sure, Carlos, make sure. Yeah, make sure. Try that. Make sure you come in. Try again. Got you. So right now, Carlos is going to leave. He's going to try to come in again. Galactus has just reposted the link in the live chat. I have it up top and it is pinned. Carlos likely will have some very exciting things to say about the situation that happened this weekend between Russell and Lewis Hamilton, which we are going to talk about that more in depth. But right now, I want to hear you all and what you have to say about if you think Ferrari is going to be up to par in 2025. Do you think that Lewis Hamilton perhaps might be in a better situation with the board and maybe people at Ferrari than he is currently at Mercedes, where he's done the most? Or is this going to be a situation where it won't be like that? Is this possibly a situation where it's not something that we would have imagined it to be, especially Ferrari fans and Lewis Hamilton fans as far as going, but Ferrari's not doing a phenomenally great job right now. We just moved them down from second in constructor down to third, and I just gotta wonder if they're gonna fall even further to Mercedes. Is Mercedes gonna come out of the pit, out of the garage, onto the top three board eventually? I just gotta know, is that gonna happen? Because that's what it's looking like right now. Is there anybody else that would like to call in? Carlos tried to call in, had some technical difficulties. He's not the only one. I had some. Is there anybody else that would like to call in? Like I told you all, this is the time for you all to have a word, you all to have something to say. So definitely call in and get your rocks off. Get your rocks off. Right now, we're trying to have a good time. D Lamb is in the house. D Lamb is in the house right now in the live stream chat. D Lamb, if you want to call in, man, let's go. Let's go ahead and call in. It says D Lamb is in the house. 10 seconds. There you go. D Lamb is in the house. Big shout out to D Lamb. Hope you would have something to say, but he doesn't. This is what I'm talking about. See, this is why, and you got to wonder if when content creators such as myself do something like this, you all need to be fully prepared and participate in the situation. You really do need to be fully prepared and participate in the situation, because the thing is this: when an opportunity presents itself, you got a lot of stuff to say in the comment section. This is where it's time for you to say it. It says Kenny B is trying to get in but can't. The link is correct right now. We already know because Carlos tried it. So the link is right. Now you might need to be on a PC or an iPad or something like that, but we already know the link is right. You can get in. Carlos just showed us that you can get in. So definitely the link is right. Galactus just posted it again. And what I will do is I will post it again. And Carlos is coming on right now. So I ain't got time to post it. He said, Carlos, I heard you, brother. I hear you.
All right.
There we go. What's going on, brother man?
One of the
I see the Performance Talk shirt is on deck. Brother, man, I'm about to give you. First of all, man, before I even give you F1 minute, man, how you been doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Busy, and I always check you guys out, and the YouTube channel is still the best F1 news source on the planet, because it's uncensored and uncut, and you get the truth whether you like it or not.
Appreciate that, brother, man.
It's
I
no,
see that Performance Talk looking good on you, bro.
yeah. Thank you.
All right, let's give your F1 minute, man. Tell us what you got to say.
I still not happy with F1. I was thinking the other day they fired Masi, and I know this is all news and everything, and because they knew that they made a mistake and they messed up, but still Hamilton doesn't have 8 world championships, still have 7. And until that happened, it's just gonna leave me a bad taste in my mouth. As far as Russell goes, I don't like the guy. I think he's I don't know. He's not a team player. And I was kind of happy that he got disqualified for being greedy. I was wondering how he gets so much traction. And I mean, I know a couple of pounds per pound equals accelerations, and those things so evenly matched that any little thing will,
Offset it.
translate to that type of performance. But I enjoy the race, and I am very full of glee seeing Max in the back where he belongs. So it's not a car, is it? Hamilton got a piece of shit car and still winning races. Max can do that without.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, since nobody has called in just yet, let me ask you this. Are you confident right now with what you see from Ferrari that it's going to be a productive landing spot for Lewis Hamilton in 2025? And if you are confident in that, I need to know why. If you're not confident in that, I also would like to know why.
Well, I believe Maranello is Formula One. I mean, Hamilton obviously knows something that we don't know, just like he knows something about the Mercedes team that we didn't know, and everybody thought that he was crazy, jumping from McLaren. That he just won a championship, he was on top of his game, and then he goes to the Mercedes, and then it was what it was. So I think that Ferrari have something up their sleeve because their time they haven't win championship in the Ben dominance since Michael Schumacher. Fernando Alonso came through here and there, but Ferrari is due for a it's their turn. Red Bull had a shot, Mercedes had a shot. You see McLaren picking here and there, but I think they know something that we don't know.
Okay. So you thinking they know something that we don't know, which is probably 100% fact. They always going to know something we don't know.
But I know, but in the term of they must show Lewis Hamilton something like, I said, listen, this is what we got. This is the engine. This is the new technology. This is, and the simulators and all the prediction and projection. This is what,
Gotcha.
I mean, they're not stupid. I mean, Maranello, those guys, they're all of those people. They know what they're talking about and what they're doing. I mean, that's the pinnacle of motorsports. I will hope that Lewis Hamilton go to Ferrari and win at least one more world championship with Ferrari, and he will be the only driver in history that will the one with 3 different teams.
Facts. That is a big fact, bro. That would be killer. That would be killer.
And that's it. I'm rooting for Lewis Hamilton. I'm not. I mean, I haven't watched with as much excitement as I used to, but I'm glad to see Max Verstappen there to stop and eating his words and crying and all that. It shows his true colors,
It does show his true colors. All right, Carlos, appreciate it, brother. Nobody else comes back on the topic. Feel free to call back in, bro. It is so good to see you, man.
Hey, no problem. Before you go, you guys still do the racing, right?
Yes, we're gonna be racing this Sunday, actually, brother.
May the 24th, 2024.
It will be actually, we are racing August 4th, 2024. This Sunday.
No, F1 24.
Yes, we are on F1 24.
Yeah. And shout out to Galacticus and Helium and the great legend Wildcat there. And 450 and Mary Bean and all you guys. And look at this. See that?
Look. Oh, look at him. Look at him. All right, big shout out, bro. Guys. Hey, so Carlos is definitely confident. He says that there's something that evidently Ferrari has shown Lewis to make him feel like this is the right place. We are primed and ready to make some things happen. Oh, we got Nall in the house. She's talking about don't know what's going on. Oh, boy, I have all these screens. Don't know what's going on. Listen, Nall, you are good. Do a call in. Lolo, I see you in the chat right now. Still trying to get in. And D Lamb, I see you in the live chat right now. So listen, Carlos is confident. He's confident in Ferrari. I would like to know, Kenny B, Lewis in red. Let's go, Kenny B. What's up, my brother? What's going on, brother?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. How you doing?
I got to take it one day at a time. That's all I can do,
That's a fact.
But I've been waiting for you to do this, man. This is real. And we got some serious stuff to talk about. Do you remember?
Oh, hold on. Let me start you up. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Do you remember when Eddie Jordan said at the end of last year that Lewis should sign with Red Bull?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not Red Bull.
Nah,
Ferrari?
I remember them talking about that he would try to go to Red Bull because at some point in time they had a conversation. No. But then they started talking more about him going to Ferrari.
No. First of all, Lewis was in the works of signing a 1+1, okay? And Eddie Jordan came out and said, yeah, well, Lewis should go to Ferrari.
Yes.
At the time, I thought, Eddie Jordan is always starting some trash. You know what I mean? Always. He just be talking out of the side of his neck. I'm like, why wouldn't Lewis even consider going to Ferrari, when he's got stand-in with Mercedes? And, of course, Mercedes was going to fix the problem with the car, right? The thing that I didn't know at that time was how tight he was with Adrian Newey. Until I heard that interview on the F1, it's an F1 podcast. But anyway, till I heard the interview where Adrian Newey said that one of the things that he regrets is not working with Lewis Hamilton, Alonso, and Ferrari.
Facts.
And then when the story started coming out about Lewis signing with Ferrari, even my ex-girlfriend in Chicago texted me, was like, yeah, your boy signed with Ferrari. I was like, nah, that's garbage. He's already on a 1+1. I mean, he's already on a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this. Eddie Jordan had insider information. He negotiates for Adrian Newey, close friends with Adrian Newey. We're going to constantly keep hearing all these stories about Ferrari backing out of Adrian Newey's demands and other teams placing huge bids in like Aston Martin. But I think at the end of the day, I think Adrian Newey likes the fact that no one knows what he wants, what he's going to do, and he's going to end up in Ferrari. That's just my opinion. I might be wrong, but I wasn't wrong about a lot of things, like the changes that they needed to make to the car, which was new chassis with new seat position. I knew they needed a new floor. I knew they needed a new suspension. It didn't dawn on me that they had to change the gearbox in order to change the rear suspension. Because they went from a pull rod to a push rod, which moved the connection to the gearbox up high away from the diffuser, which allowed them to get more expansion air out of the rear diffuser. And then also changes to the floor. But hey, look, that's just what I had to say.
Okay. All right, brother man. So let me ask you this.
All right.
I'm going to ask you the question because we're on Ferrari and Lewis right now. Are you confident that Ferrari is going to be a productive landing spot for Lewis in 2025? And if so, why? And if not, why? Kenny Bugs is stuck. He just froze up. Kenny Bugs just froze up on us. Just froze up.
You just broke up. You just froze.
There you go. Go ahead.
I'm still connected. Okay, go ahead. Finish your question.
So, is Ferrari,
am I confident?
Are you confident? And if you are, why? And if you are not, why?
As you know, last year I stated to you, if Mercedes makes the changes that they needed to make to the car, that they would be back. The end of the year, were they back? No. Did they know why? No. And then all of a sudden, they tried something different with the front wing because they were getting oversteer and understeer in different circuits and different situations. And when they kind of thinned out that front wing a little bit, all of a sudden they got that balance. I think that the issues with Ferrari is similar, but it could be something totally different. The reason why everybody is so after Adrian Newey is he's been building a catalog since the beginning of his year of small aero changes that redefine the way a car should be made. Whoa. If they get Adrian, they'll solve their problem. If they don't, it's a crapshoot. But they will be ready with the engine.
Okay. Well, we've seen them there before, though. We've seen them there with the engine before, and it was good and bad at the same time.
Hey, they screwed up on the engine when they made the first change to it, and really when they was cheating.
Right.
Okay, point blank, they were cheating.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what it is about FIA. They just do not want to call cheaters out, and it's so foul of them.
Yeah.
They won't call out Max Verstappen. Everybody praised Max Verstappen of being this super great, one-of-a-kind driver.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Then you got him into a leading car, and now he can just blow past everybody and take off, right? Everybody said, Lewis, he's only good because he's in a good car. Okay, now everybody's caught up to Red Bull, and look at how Max is driving. He's back to the same old crap he did in 2021, trying to run everybody off the road, whoever tried to challenge him. The only person who could challenge him in 2021 was Lewis. But now, his boy want to challenge him, Norris, and what'd he do? You see what I'm saying? So,
run him off track.
Look, Lewis made it clear. I enjoy wheel-to-wheel racing. I want to be fair. Yeah, I will flow with that line, but I am a safe driver. And all the drivers have said, hey, you can count on what you're going to get from Lewis when you drive wheel to wheel.
Right.
Can any of them say that about Max? They all say you got to give him extra room.
Bull in China shop.
That I said that.
Right.
I said that.
China shop.
So yeah, literally. So you can't. I mean, it's the truth is coming out. It is what it is. That's that.
All right, bet Kenny Bugs, you stay on, brother. It's good to see y'all, man. I'm trying to tell you, yo, Kenny Bugs dropping bars, ADVR Carlos dropping bars. Let's get to our next topic. So it seems like right now there's a pretty good positive consensus that Carlos is coming back on right now. We're gonna go ahead and move to the next segment, but we're gonna let Carlos in the door real quick, and we're gonna move to our next topic while Carlos is on live with us right now. So let's go ahead and move to our next one, and that one is gonna be Max and Red Bull dominance. Is it strong or is it coming to an end, Carlos?
It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end because it went to their head, and Verstappen insubordination, and Perez, and Adrian Newey, and that other douchebag. I even forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about. The guy is always on saying, Max, congratulations, great. What was his name?
Are you talking about is he in the squad? You're not talking about him and Marco.
No.
You talking about a commentator?
No, the guy, the principal for Red Bull.
Oh, Christian Horner, Karen Horner.
Yeah, Christian. See, I even forgot his name.
Karen Horner. I got you.
Yeah, I think that's coming to an end. That is for a team to be that in tune and that dominant. Everybody have to be in sync, and everybody have to have the same answer regardless of who you ask in that team. And now everybody have a different answer for the same thing. So I think it's coming to an end, and I think Verstappen is going to have a heart attack. Because he's a spoiled little guy, and now that that nobody's playing with his ball, now he's over there having tantrums. And I actually have a question for you.
What's up, brother?
I was curious. In that accident in Hungary, right, with
Lando and Max.
What do you think? You think Hamilton is actually he's sick of the criticism? Don't you being too nice? Hold your line. Don't let that guy just do whatever he wants. Those dive bombs, because he in that track. I'm amazed at Verstappen. He was bitching and complaining because that's what he does too. And Hamilton stays line, and he dove in, and Hamilton he didn't move the wheel. He said, "I'm here. You hit me."
Right.
And
now, I'll say this. I will say this. There's a small criticism on Lewis, and I hate it because the way the FI put it in the document, it seems like it doesn't matter what he does. They're always going to try to find some way to make him somewhat responsible for Max's actions, which I hate that. Now, there's a small part of that video where I think people are exaggerating as to Lewis's intent. He does turn in, but this is the thing. Lewis is turning in because he's at the damn apex. He needs to turn in. He's not trying to run off track. And I also think what people are missing and not talking enough about is this. Even if he sees Max come into his peripheral, he is under the assumption of a driver with experience that he's going to come in and make this turn. I need to be turning too. Even if I'm going to be pushed wide, I need to be turning, not going straight to avoid a Mad Max man. So I don't think people are putting in that context. They're trying to put it into the context that Lewis Hamilton turned into Max intentionally when that's not the case. Lewis Hamilton was at the apex getting ready to make a turn. Out of nowhere comes an uncontrollable Max Verstappen, and he's at least thinking that this dude is at least going to make the turn, so I'm going to turn with him, and he clips him because Max can't make it. So I think that situation is totally at the fault of Max Verstappen. I think the FIA found a way to go ahead and absolve him of his own ridiculous actions, but I think Lewis gave them the motivation to do so because they felt like it wouldn't be combative because Lewis committed to saying it was a racing incident. I feel like Lewis should have stuck to his guns that Max messed up. You all need to investigate it properly, and he needs to be penalized properly. No further action is crazy. It's almost like roles reversed. If we go to 2021 Abu Dhabi, it's a similar situation with these drivers in opposite positions, and you blame Lewis for it. So how is it now not Max's fault for a similar incident that you blame Lewis for?
Because everything Lewis say will be used against him in the course of Formula One.
There you go.
Why. And the Lewis saying, well, it was a recent racing incident that give FIA the green flag to save his boy. Oh, okay. So if Lewis say so, but that's what happened. I mean, that guy is the most discriminated guy in Formula One ever. That guy putting shit on his seat. You know, this what was, I forgot his name. He grabbed his seat, moving it like Lewis having ball. I
Max Verstappen and
mean,
Lando putting trash on his seat.
I
Right.
like I like Lando until that. You know, I don't know. And maybe I don't know. That was it's like the Obama of Formula One. This guy. You know what I mean? Everything is his fault. Uh, but that's what happened, and I hopefully it just cannot be that disorganized and that much, you know, conflict in the Red Bull team and stay on top, and that kind of shows in their performance because you know for the last 3 or 4 months it's been a lot of, you know, Max flat out telling these people to go f themselves and
Right.
not following direction, and Perez pretty much being a remote control guy, whatever they say, you know. And Christian Horner and Adrian Newey. I mean, everybody's angry in that garage. Everybody,
Right.
and Max Verstappen just can't handle the pressure. And a mark of a great Formula One driver like Ayrton Senna with Alan Prost and Monaco. I mean, and Alonso and Schumacher and Imola. That was, you know, every time, and even Hamilton, you know, with Alonso and Felipe Massa and all those wars that he had. Uh, the guy is cold. He's cold, and he just drive cold. Every time that we see Verstappen and he's under pressure, or they turn the heat and he have to actually perform and go above the machinery, he cracks.
He cracks.
He cracks, and his way of dealing with his time. Formula One, the FIA have to make new rules because of Verstappen.
That is true.
I mean, they didn't make new rules because of Senna. I mean, I know Senna say if you see a gap and you don't go for it, then you no longer race it. That's not what he meant. That's not dive bombing.
Right.
You
Out of
know?
context. Right. Big shout out, Carlos. We got you again. We got Kenny Buzz coming on next, brother. Keep bringing those bars. People in the live chat love you, man.
Okay,
We
man.
got Kenny Buzz coming on next. Before I bring Kenny B on, I want to show you all a graphic. All right. I want to show you all a graphic. What the hell? With these motherfuckers, man. All right, I'm gonna bring you all. I'm gonna show you all a graphic. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna report these people. I promise you, I'm gonna report these people. These people right here are gonna get on my damn nerves. I'm gonna report their ass like 110%. I'm gonna report them. They take my money and then they give me shitty services. But I'm gonna show you all a graphic real quick, and I want you to tell me what you think about this graphic. Here's a graphic right here, right now. This is Max Verstappen in the past 7 races. Okay. 4th, 5th, 2nd, 5th, first, and 6th. 28% win rate in the last 7 races. I just got to say, is it Max can't bring a competitive car, equally competitive car to the front of the grid anymore? Or is it that Max can't bring a car that was dominant above everything else and be able to still win? Because right now it looks like within competition, Max is not doing as elite as everybody tried to once make him seem. We're talking about 28% win rate in the past 7 races. He's been off podium 4 times in the past 7 races. Only on top step twice in the past 7 races. Do or dare I say that the dominance seems questionable right now? Kenny B, I'm bringing you in next, brother. Go ahead. Kenny Buzz coming in. Let's go, bro. What you got?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Says Kenny B experiencing connectivity issues. It's probably like Lloyd, your reception, Kenny B. See if you can get a better reception or connect to the Wi-Fi in your local area. But we'll trust me, we're gonna bring Kenny B back because he does come with some bars. So I just gotta say, if you look at that graphic, this is what it is. And I remember people were just bragging about Max could drive a tow truck in Formula One and win every race. Well, it's not happening in the RB20. So it must not be that Max can drive an AlphaTauri or a Haas or a tow truck and still put it on pole, because these numbers say that he can't even drive an RB20 and come out more often than not in these races. So what do you got to say to that, Kenny B? What you got to say, brother? Oh, damn. No audio, Kenny B. Nope. No audio. Go back out and try again. So yeah, right now I said this before that Red Bull had to reach 4 in order to break through their own ceiling. Okay, and this is our first F1 minute back. So these little flaws and stuff are gonna happen. People got to get readjusted, remember how to get in, all that other stuff. Trust me, I'm totally cool with it. It's not the last time we're gonna do this. We definitely gonna do this again. But as I was saying, that Red Bull's dominance has to supersede 4 in order for me to think they're gonna go on some historical run like Mercedes did, like Ferrari's done. They haven't done that yet. Right now, they might be struggling to even come out of this thing with the Constructors' Championship. Max might be struggling to even come out of this thing with the Drivers' Championship if Lando can get his act together, because he's 70-something points apart. And that's not a lot, given that you're seeing Max Verstappen's performance in the last 7 races like this. Imagine if Max continues this performance for the rest of the season and Lando can be on top step majority of the time collecting these points. If you look, Max has been off the podium altogether 4 times in 7 races. 4 times in 7 races, Max has been off of the top step. That is 57% of the time. 57% of the time, Max has not been even on the podium in 7 races. I'm not sure that it's impossible for Lando to actually battle for the Drivers' Championship. Do I think it's likely? I don't know. I can't fully say that. Lando, to me, seems to, and McLaren seem to be fair, to make some bad decisions when it comes to strategy. They're almost like the McLaren. That's what I want to call them, McLaren, because Ferrari, by far in the past few seasons, have been a debacle when it comes to strategy. I think we've all made some type of meme or some type of joke as to Ferrari. How do you have double Z strategies? How do you do that? How do you do a double Z strategy? And by the way, I got a super chat. Automate Tanny says, hi, Jay, happy to catch the live. Tried to join. I'm going to let Kenny B in again. Tried to join F1 Minute. Not surprised I couldn't. I do not like technology. Technology does not like me. We got another super chat from G5MBS Flying. It says, hey, Wolfpack fam, we all know Max been held by everyone. No one can help him now. Laugh out loud. Kenny B, what you got, brother?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. There you go, bro.
Can you hear me?
Good. Yep, you good.
Okay, all right. Okay, so look, I keep calling in all the time. I know you remember from last year, but if that's only because other people ain't calling in. If other people call in, just skip right over me, bro. Just skip right over me. I just wanted to say that. But we're talking about Max. And I know you remember 2021 in Silverstone. The excuse they made for giving Lewis that 10-second penalty was that he missed the apex on that high-speed turn. Now, you missed the apex. Both of you are in the middle of the track on the turn, but you blame Lewis, even though he's on the inside. Okay, no problem. This time, they did do that little thing you were talking about where they said he slightly turned. I mean, he just turned his wheel like this much. That was it. They totally ignored the fact that Max lost. He had no control over his car. All 4 of his tires were smoking. Okay, he could not make that turn. He just dive bombed in to block Lewis from being able to turn. Lewis has a right to turn at a corner. Max has the responsibility of making that move and not causing a collision, and that's what he did. But the real issue here, and Lewis came out and says he kind of said something about it 3 years ago. Sometimes you see these stewards actually riding in the private plane with Max to the events. You gotta remember, these stewards are ex-race car drivers, and a lot of them come from that old school that Max's father comes from, of you got to be ruthless. And Max's father taught him that. Okay, because Senna was ruthless. He did some underhanded stuff on track. Okay, Schumacher was ruthless. He did some real underhanded stuff, especially to Damon Hill, caused them the world championship the first time around. Okay, all of those drivers did some shady stuff, and they justified it by saying, "Hey, look, you're not a race car driver if you're not willing to do what it takes to win." Okay, the bottom line issue is that's ignoring the rules, and you're not doing yourself any favors by not holding people accountable for their actions. And that's why Lewis this year came out and said, hey, look, this fly-by-night steward stuff needs to stop. We need professional stewards who do this professionally. That's the bottom line issue. Now, you got the head guy, not the head guy, but the team principal for McLaren, who finally came out and said,
How about Zach Brown?
y'all should have fixed this stuff back when he was doing that crap to Lewis.
Right.
And because you didn't do it then, now he's out of control.
Right.
Well, why you didn't say nothing then?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now they get to see in full effect that Max has no temperament. He has no patience. He's not willing to do what it takes to calmly work his way. You got a front running car. Yeah, everybody caught up to you. But when Lewis is in a car where he's in a competition, everybody is equal, he's going to use his intelligence to find out a way to win. Okay, he's not going to do these crazy maneuvers and land his car on top of yours type stuff, which Max has done.
Right.
Okay, he works his way through it. That's why he doesn't win as many races in the first half of the season as the second half of the season, because he's playing with the controls and figuring out every calculation that he can to know that car better than anyone else, any other driver. And that's why he's able to turn it on in the second half of the season and really, really go ape stuff. And that tire whisper stuff that they've been trying to use for Russell,
Right.
he got that from Lewis. Lewis did that in Turkey. Lewis did that in Monza. But I'm not gonna get into that because I know you're gonna bring that up as a subject, and I got something to say about that. So I'm gonna save that. Okay.
That's a bet. Hey, Kitty Buzz say I'm gonna hold some Baraka, my brother. This is our resident Red Bull expert. What's up, my bro?
Hey, am I loud and clear?
You on? Hey, bro, you on, bro? You on? Hey, hold on. Stephen Allen says Max can't win unless he's on sim racing. It is his realistic practice. Hey, that super chat couldn't came at a better time than now that we got our Red Bull resident expert, bro. How you been doing, my bro?
I've been busy. School's packing up now, so it's been kicking me in the butt. So that's why I haven't been as active and as much. So
totally understand, man. Just know you always missed and thought about, brother. And welcome Agent 9922 to the Wolfpack fam. And I'm still Rise. We still Rise. Welcome to the fam. Baraka, what you got for us today, brother? What you got on this topic right here, man?
So I'm gonna take off roasting the glasses because honestly, like me, it's pretty much I'm the quote unquote resident Red Bull guy, but I'm always coming here being objective regardless of what the topic is.
True.
So I'm gonna keep that main. It's been a minute for everybody. Anyone who's new, it hasn't met me. That's the label that they've been placed on me, but I'm pretty much the most objective guy in the fam.
True.
So that being said, I'm sticking by the fact in the title of what I on the Riverside was it's kind of shaky water, spooky hours for Red Bull. Okay. And I feel like you could, looking back on it, you could probably sense that by the end of last season. There was kind of rumors of Adrian Newey possibly leaving, but it's like everyone was like, that can't be possible. It's like, bro, he's on a high right now. And then even then, there's rumors that Verstappen's side of the Verstappens aren't really too happy with Horner and the way he's running things now. So we start to see a lot of these small rumors start last season. And then I think the moment this season started, that's when he's like, okay, there's a possibility that Adrian could possibly leave. And Verstappen really ain't too pleased with how Red Bull is being ran right now and all that. And then given the car, from what I'm hearing, it's very understeery, and I know me and Will always says like he likes his car to be oversteery. It's almost like you're trying to. I say this is like on the nose. It's like he's trying to you're trying to teach him how to drive a front wheel drive car when he loves an oversteery rear wheel drive car. If you follow my car nerds, you know the reference. I know you do. You be souping up them cars I see on your IG live. But I just feel like it's now an overall frustration in which I feel like, yes, they got a very fast car, but I feel like they are missing something and they messed up, and it's now starting to boil over on all fronts. Like, yes, like for example, it's like the whole 28% win percentage. It's pretty low, but let's be real. Max is putting the best in that car right now when you look at his team, the other side of the garage. Like Max is... Yeah, in comparison, Max is actually flirting. There's always a guarantee. Max is flirting with pole every qualifying race, while you got Paris barely making it out of Q1. So it's like I said this like, yo, if Max dips by the end of the season and goes to Mercedes, we could see a lot of people in Red Bull start to be exposed a bit.
Okay, and I got a question for you real quick. I got a question before you continue. I'm gonna let you get off. First, FLQ says, I hope Lewis can get 10 world championships, put the record so far out of touch, no one can get it again. Nah, Ottoman Tanny with the big ball of super chat says, sorry, Jay, I tried to join the conversation, but really not important. This one is for your beautiful butterfly. If she loves it, the world is her oyster. God bless Jay, but send all the best to your little racer. Let's catch up later.
Same here.
Hey, appreciate you much. No, we are trying to do our thing out there. Appreciate you too, Baraka. I got this question for you, man.
Got you.
Okay. Now, there was a lot of shit talk last year. Okay. Helmut Marko said it. He said Max Verstappen can put a Haas or an AlphaTauri, Red Bull Visa Cash App now, on pole. Are you believing that, or was that a far stretch?
I think we had this conversation when he first said it, and it's like that's a bit of a stretch, but it's like it's like I don't blame him. It's like I don't fault him for saying it. When you're on a high, sometimes delusion is in your head.
This is why Baraka's. This is why I can have a conversation with you.
When you're on a high, delusion is. Let's be real. No, there's been. If you look at like the greats when they're on the high, they be saying the most delulu-ish that you hear, and then when they start, reality starts to settle in. It's like, okay, we got to temper back that, just temper back the hype a bit. Okay. Trust me, I'm a victim of it. Everyone's been a victim of it. So it's like I feel like at the time Marco was on a high, because let's be real. Last year's car wasn't. I stand by was unprecedented since the W13. I believe.
W12. I'll probably say
12.
W12.
Yeah. W12. So. When you develop a car that powerful, that quick, that fast, that efficient in every circuit, bar Singapore, but even then, Red Bull said, yeah, we're going to just bun off Singapore. We know that's not going to be our track. But when you are very efficient and fast, and not just the high-speed tracks, but even the more technical tracks like Monaco and all that, yeah, they're on a high. They thought it's like, oh, what, the world's their oyster at the point. It's like, who could touch us? But then
this season they lost Monaco.
Yeah, they lost Monaco.
They lost Belgium.
They just lost Belgium pretty badly, but pretty badly. But thanks to George Russell, Max went from 11th to 4th. So it's like
right. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question then. In your opinion, because I think not, in my opinion, do you believe Max could have done mentally, physically, and with character handle the situation and the car that Lewis Hamilton has had to handle by Mercedes these past 3 seasons?
If you ask me this question pre-2021, because I'll say the Red Bull pre-2021 was closer to the past few Mercedes cars. Then yeah, because it's like, I'll say yes because he was already in it. But then now, I feel like when you jump from an extreme high to like a teetering mid to low, like that quick, and you probably saying it's like, hey, the car's not acting the way you thought it should. Like again, me and Willie always says he likes to oversteer a car. This year, the car is very understeered. Even Perez doesn't even like it. You got that, and all the other outside influence, outside politics behind that within the team organization. The frustration, I think, it just boiled over, and he just had enough. And it's like, hey, even in Hungary, it's like the team GP. I always say they fight like a lovely angry couple, but
on his ass, bro.
but even then, it's like when GP's like, oh, that's one way to introduction. It's like, no. I told you this wouldn't work, and you guys stuck with it. Don't give me this ish now because I managed to pull it out the hat. So I think it's just
GP also had to tell him being a bit childish.
Yeah. Even then,
GP, I like GP because he keep it real, bro.
Oh, GP keeps it real. I say this. They fight like a married couple.
True.
They fight like a married
two step brothers out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just think it's just overall frustrations with the car, politics, and everything. Especially after Miami, I think you can start to see it's like something is up.
Okay.
And no one within that party knows what's up. Heck,
you know what I think is up? Newey ain't involved, bro.
Yeah, Newey's not involved. Yeah. And I feel like
Christian
Newey,
Horner fractured another portion of the team.
Yeah.
Cohesiveness. I think that fractured it as well. But Newey not being involved, bro, I think we see now it's like, hey, that man a master key, bro. I mean, I'm not saying he gonna go everywhere and make this type of thing happen, but I think him not being involved definitely impacts the performance of this car. Because since he hasn't, it's been this way, and that's why I say, like, I think people had to be careful on so much glory they tried to hand Max Verstappen, because there was a lot of people out there. I always said it takes a combination of a car, team, and driver. I've always said that. But people was going out there crazy like, nah, Max Verstappen, he the reason why this thing, he's a part of it. But they made it seem like Max could take a tow truck, bro, and go out here at Monaco with a tow truck and come from last to first. And I just think that was irresponsible and just outlandish to say. But I've always said Max Verstappen's a phenomenal driver, man. Like, straight up, I've seen him do some phenomenal ass things, but I don't like him as a person, his personality. I can't stand, a brother get in sim racing and go run somebody off track in sim racing, bro. That's just who you are. That's just who you are.
I just feel like I think with the previous call you said is like I always say he's more of a Schumacher type. If you like, and for those like, if you watch every race that Schumacher was, it's like that's pretty much Max right now. It's like. It's like, let's be real, especially in the fact that Jos Verstappen and Michael Schumacher were actually pretty close. So it's like you could say early Schumacher is pretty much what Max is right now. Very gun ho. Is like, if the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna take it by wind, by fire, by any means necessary.
Right.
Whoever's the victim,
so be it.
So be it.
Like
Damon Hill Damon Hill was the first.
Hey, I was about to say, I was just going to say, this is the same person that ran Damon Hill ass off, and by the time he got to the garage, he's talking about he didn't remember what happened. You don't remember you hit that. Hey, Baraka, we gonna bring you back, bro. We finna get Kenny B in, bro. It is so good to see you, man.
Nice to see you, man.
Kenny B, come on through, my brother. We're about to move to the next segment. Kenny B's gonna spit his facts. We're about to move to the next segment, so just wait
Baraka,
one moment.
My man, Baraka. He's all right.
Hey, Baraka, you know you gotta stand tall, bro, because we still got the battle coming up. So Baraka, stand tall. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. There we go. We got team orders, man. Team orders comedy. We know what happened with Perez and Max. I believe that was in Brazil when he just totally ignored it. We know what happened. That was a total just disobedient. Lando took all the coercing in the world, and Russell, I didn't feel like got any team orders that he shouldn't have got. Kenny B, what was you gonna spit? What bars were you gonna drop, my brother?
Okay, so the thing about Max is, being the son of a Formula One driver, Jos wasn't nearly as good a driver as the other drivers he drove against. But if you're a Formula One driver, you ain't chopped liver. You know something, okay? And one of the things that he learned and instilled into his son is that drivers who prefer oversteer usually get faster laps. It just if you can handle oversteer, you can get faster times than guys who like understeer because they're gonna slide. When you understeer, you're gonna slide. Anytime you slide, you're gonna be slower. You're losing time. And that's what you have with understeer. You're just going to slide. The car's not going to turn. It's going to take you longer to make the turn. Some guys just know how to prefer to slide like that around a turn aggressively and stuff like that. But that's not going to get you the fastest time. The fastest times are for guys who can handle oversteer. All right? And that's the bottom line issue. That is why every driver who drove next to Max, except for Danny Rick. But that's probably one of the reasons why he left, along with that bullshit accident that Max caused, where he moved in the braking zone again. That's why every driver that they put next to him fails, because the car is built with oversteer built into it, and then they can balance it back and forth from there. Perez can't handle it. He's not built. His brain is not wired to handle oversteer. He cannot feel the car like that. Now, your great drivers can. Lewis can. Alonso can. Senna could. Schumacher could. That's what made them great. That's what made them faster, okay? But so Max learned that at a young age. He demands that in his cars. They design it into the car, and that's why they're never going to get a driver who can keep up with him and give them points, because they're fighting from a handicap. It's not fair for them. What are you going to do? You have to find a driver who can handle oversteer. Well, those are your top drivers. You're not going to put them next to Max because he ain't going to let you. So where you at there? And then in the post here, I typed in that Adrian Newey designed the original car in 2022. Okay? And then most of his attention went to the hypercar. Before that, he was working on the sailboats, but in his off time away from the track. But for the past 2 years, he's been working on the hypercar after he designed this regulations car. Okay? He left the other engineers to improve on his design. And what they showed is there's only so far they can go with that. Now, if Newey was more involved, like the cannons coming across the top, Newey told them, no, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Because you saw everybody else doing it. And then what did they do? Everybody else got rid of it. They brought it to the team. Now, they did it differently with the air intakes and all that. Now, that was genius. Right, that was but cool. The cannons on the side, no, that wasn't a good idea. But they did it against what he said and stuff like that. But, hey, look. But the real reason why Adrian is leaving is because of that fiasco in 2021, number one. Because he believes in fair play. Okay? And then number two, the scandal with Christian Horner was the last straw. All right, so that's why. And so, in order to close the deal, Christian said, "Okay, just finish the hypercar, the RB17, is it?"
Was it the 17 or did they call it 19? I think
it's 17 because it was supposed to be the 2021 car, and it did the 2022 car, and it didn't happen because they kept the same car.
Yeah, it's the RB.
So they called the hypercar that they gave the hypercar that number. So I'm pretty sure it was the RB17. 17. The new hypercar. And so, yeah, he's moving on. But I'll tell you this again. Eddie Jordan knew some stuff. I thought he was just a troublemaker and a shit starter. He's personal friends with Adrian Newey, helped negotiate that deal with Ferrari in private. I'm telling you. That's why he said that crap about Lewis should go to Ferrari. Everybody thought he was crazy. It's like, what are you talking about? He knew something. I think Adrian's still going to end up at Ferrari.
You think so?
I do.
All right. We're going to
tell me what you think.
You know, this is what I think. I will tell you what I think. What I think is this. I understand. He's been there at Williams, done that, been there already. I think, like you said, I feel he gave what I would like to call a bucket list, but I don't want to say bucket list. I don't want to feel like it's the last thing you got to do before you leave. But he gave an imagination like glory list, and that was to work with Lewis, Alonso, or Ferrari. 2 out of those 3 things are happening next season, Ferrari and Lewis. And I think it's something to be said for Newey to do what he did with Williams, to then do what he did with Red Bull by building McLaren before that, and do what he did by Red Bull by building one of the most dominant cars in F1 history. But then I think if you're going
hold on, wait. He was a genius in IndyCar before anybody knew who he was.
That too. But in the compartmentalize of Formula One, if you're going to leave, why not leave on a note where if you have the ability to restore the historic heritage Formula One team of Formula One, which is Ferrari, back to a championship status and have Lewis get his 8th in a Ferrari in your car, shit, hell yeah, I'm going to go for that. I feel like there's no other place for him to want to go. If Adrian Newey, I think this is going to be his last team. Wherever he goes, I feel like this is going to be his last destination, and I feel like it would be remiss if he doesn't do it with Ferrari.
Okay, can we agree on this? Wherever he does it, he only does it to win. Do we agree on that?
I agree on that.
When the new regulation came out in 2014, what happened to Red Bull?
Oh, shit. Shit didn't go so down. I mean...
Why?
Because Newey.
No. Didn't go well because of the engine. They had the Renault engine. Renault wasn't ready.
Right. They had the Renault engine. They didn't have the Honda. They had Renault.
Renault had no clue. None of them did.
But Newey, but you know what, man? Newey wasn't really...
The car wasn't the problem. The car was fast. The car was great. The car was aerodynamically sound. The engine was underpowered. Don't forget. I'm not
going to say it wasn't great, but I'm going to say there was better.
Okay, so let's look at this, okay? The Mercedes engine, okay? This era of engine. Where did the idea of the split turbo come from?
I have no clue.
They saw it in an aircraft museum from World War II. And they said, by doing that, you get cooler air into the intake, you get more compression. That's a great idea. And when the new regulation came out in 2014, they had everybody by 20 miles an hour, didn't they? To the point where Wolf was telling his drivers, hey, look, we might need to turn the engine down some. And they were like, no, you can't do that. That's not right. We need that power. And they eventually did not do it. They kept it going and they just moderated it a little bit. But then all of a sudden, towards the end of the era, all these other teams started complaining, oh, well, they turned their boost up for qualifying. Well, that's not right. What do you mean that's not right? First of all, this is a competitive series, number one. It's built on competition, not just from the drivers, but mainly for the constructors, because not $1 is paid out to the drivers for winning a race. Not $1. It's all paid out on the constructors standing. Okay, that's number one. And then number two, they preach innovation. This way of running racing brings innovation. And all the innovations that came from Formula One, like active suspension.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
Cars, okay?
That was crazy.
Right, exactly. Okay, Williams you got that. You got, oh gosh, so many things.
System when Mercedes that shit.
ABS brakes.
Right.
That came from Formula One before they outlawed it. Okay, stuff like that. All these things. Okay, the DOS system, like you said, that was ingenious. It was totally legal. Totally legal. You know why you know how they got rid of that? Every other team voted it out.
Voted out because they couldn't duplicate it.
It would have cost them so much money to do it.
Right.
They saw a way And then finally, the head guy, the CEO of McLaren, finally came out this year and said, you know, we need to take away some of the team's right to vote on some of the changes that go on in Formula One because everybody's voting in their best interests.
True.
Zach said that.
Zach Brown.
Yeah. Okay, so all he did was prove exactly what we're talking about. Okay, bad ideas, the good ideas get squashed because you got too much of an advantage when you come up with it. But the real issue here that I was trying to get across about Red Bull and the new regulations, that car did not fall back to number 2 in the constructors because of Adrian Newey's design. They still had the best aerodynamically sound car in racing, period. Okay, they fell off because they had the Renault engine, and Renault had no clue about the split turbo and what a boost it could give. Within 2 years, every other engine manufacturer redesigned their engine with the split turbo. That means Honda, that means Ferrari, and then that was it. Honda and Ferrari. Renault, they fought it. Alpine fought it. Never did it. And they're down 20 horsepower because of it, right?
Yeah, they jacked now.
Okay, and now what they're talking about doing?
Becoming a customer.
Using the Mercedes engine.
Becoming a customer team.
Okay, in a country where labor laws are so stiff, they can't get rid of those workers that make those engines. That's why no other Formula One team will ever open in France because their labor laws are so tight. You can't make it work. The professor found that out.
Yeah,
okay, so Adrian's not going someplace that is not on top of the new engine regs.
Got you.
And there are questions about Red Bull's new engine and whether or not they're up to snuff with it, right?
Facts. Oh, that
don't have to work. Okay, right.
That Ford coming in gonna be ass.
Oh well, first of all, they're still using because they own the IP
for Honda,
for Honda's ICE. Okay, they're trying to use Ford to get the electronics.
True.
Okay, but either way, it still boils down to the same thing. Okay, so there are questions about that. Even more important, Max can't leave at the end of the year now because the old man renegotiated signed the extension for another year. He can't leave to the end of 2026.
That right. That was his clause that if Helmut Marko left, then he could void that time and he could jump ship. That is right.
Right, and they snuck that in at the beginning of the season. Helmut Marko snuck that in his contract at the beginning of the season without nobody knowing about it, and he froze he froze Christian Horner, boy.
That's crazy.
Okay. So so Aston Martin signed the deal with Honda. Their engine is proven. Okay, they're close to Mercedes. Okay, Mercedes is still the top engine manufacturer. Right. I don't care what anybody say.
Hold on, King Bros. We got Automated. I did not forget about you at all. She says, no. Schumacher had mental strength of steel, not even close to Michael Schumacher. Comparing Max to him is actually offensive. I
agree.
I agree with that. I 100%
agree.
I agree so much, I'm going to give you at least 3 gunshots. I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Nowhere, no how do I believe Max even has the mental fortitude that Schumacher had at all. So we're with you on that.
Right. But Schumacher and Senna both had moments where they let their cool get the best of them. They lost their cool and did some foul stuff on track to other drivers. Facts.
So there's the comp that if we say something about Max and Schumacher, I'm talking about it in that compartmentalized portion right there. The next thing is she says same with Lewis. Max does not have the mental
fortitude.
Right. What that means, he can only break records and be outstanding when he has a rocket ship. Now is Max a great driver? Yes, but no way near the F1 great Lewis Hamilton. Yo, Nall was trying to come on to the show to drop these bars, and I wish she would have been able to, because it would have been awesome to have her say these things in person to you all. So
that's the other suggestion I got. That's the other suggestion I got.
Okay.
Close your browser, and every time you come on, you sign on to the Riverside, close it, open a new link.
There you go. From somebody who's been dealing with
your camera go.
There we go.
Sometimes it's not releasing your camera. Look at your camera, see if your camera's light is on. It doesn't release it all the time. And then, those are the small glitches with it. Remember I had the same kind of problems last year?
Kenny Bug, no, he done dealt with a lot of troubleshooting. Her last super chat says, still on that, comparing the Max offensive, Mercs demanded the FIA signs on their engine. So, Kenny Buzz, man, this is what I got for you, man. Let's do this. All right, this is where we come down to the battle. Is Baraka still in the house? I need to know if Baraka's still in the house. Baraka, if you still in the house, I need you to call in right now. It's battle time. It is debate time. I need somebody to step up to debate with Kenny Bugs on these topics. It's going to be 2 out of 3 rounds. It's going to be the winner. Each one of you will be able to vote in the YouTube live chat for round 1, round 2, and round 3. Is Baraka present at this point in time? Does anybody know if Baraka's present? If he is, he need to go ahead and call in. If not, because we had this last season and it was epic for them to kick it off. Baraka, you are in the live chat. Good sir, here is Baraka. Let's get this thing popping. It is battle time, people. This is what you do at Wolfpack. We battle it out. All right, gentlemen. So this is what it's going to be, man. This is going to be the battle right here. All right, we talking about Max Verstappen. We talking about Lewis Hamilton. First, I need to know, Baraka, do you feel in stance that Max was totally at fault at Hungary? Do you feel like he was totally at fault for that collision between he and Lewis? 100%. Yeah. Okay. Do you feel like he was totally at fault at Silverstone?
I missed Silverstone, so I don't know what happened.
21.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenny
2021.
Bug, where did you stand?
2021? Oh.
Yes.
Looking back on it, yeah.
Okay, so see, this is what I'm saying by being where he is. All right, so here we go right here. It says, no, couldn't. I want you, because Baraka felt like he could. Kenny Bugs, do you feel like Max, at this point in time, would have been able to do what Lewis Hamilton has done in a very perilled car built by Mercedes, the same as Lewis has done? Do you feel like if Max was in that seat, things would be going as they are with Lewis right now? Or do you feel like Max would have done far better with the W13, 14, and 15?
With Max being Lewis's teammate, or
no,
Max
with Max being the #1 guy at Mercedes, would he have been able to withstand everything that came with Mercedes failing for the past 3 seasons?
Oh, with the past 3 seasons, with the new regulation that we got now?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, so here we go. Baraka feels like he now. Listen, man.
No, wait. Before you said, I said pre-2021, I said there's a possibility.
Right. That's cool.
Post 2020, after 2021 during the high, I said no.
Okay, so damn, y'all agreeing on every damn thing then. This is why Baraka is what he is. So do you feel like Max gonna be greater than Lewis? Baraka?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not saying never say never. The possibility can be.
All right, so that's where we stand.
Yeah,
we stand right there.
I say right, so the possibility can.
Here it is, Baraka. You the champ. You get to call heads or tails. Heads is the wolf pack. Tails is the performance talk side. What do you want, heads or tails?
Tails.
No, you not the champ. Kenny Buck's the champ.
I heard my.
Okay, let it go.
My bad, Kenny. My bad.
What you want, heads or tails?
Don't worry about it. Give me heads since he wants tails.
Ooh, it is tails. Baraka, you want to go first or you want to defer?
I'll go first.
All right, you'll go first. All right, bro. You got 60 seconds to the hard cutoff.
Okay. What's the question?
Why Max would be the GOAT, or why will he exceed Lewis Hamilton by time his career is over, is the question. That is the topic. So here we go. You got 60 seconds, brother. You ready?
All right.
All right, here it is. The clock is about to be on you. Let's go.
So I say Max has a possibility to match or supersede, but pass Lewis in terms of greatness, mainly due to the fact when you look at other sports, when you look at the greats of a previous generation, and you look at that new crops that are probably more younger, and all of that. When you look at what Kobe and Jordan did, when Jordan was at his peak, and then you had Kobe. People say, Kobe ain't all that, but it seems like Kobe was. And you look at LeBron now, and you look at the young crop. That's where I'm putting my focus on the possibility is that there's a never say never when it comes to like who's going to be that next big thing. People will say, oh no one's going to break this record what Schumacher did. Lewis on a good car, Ferrari, he could probably beat that, and it'll probably be majestic. I'm not gonna cap. So I say the possibility is there. It's not set in stone, but I'm not gonna say never say never.
That's it. All right, Kenny Bugs, you up on your time. I'm about to put your time on the clock. Go ahead, bro. You got it.
All right, this is the thing. What most people don't realize is when Lewis came to Mercedes, they did not have a front-running car because they still had the regular engine, and they did. I mean, the engine was fine. It was a top engine, but aerodynamically, they did not make a good car. All right, and Lewis knew that, but they convinced Lewis to come based on what they told him about their engine project, and he believed them, and he came. All right. Now remember this: Alonso was supposed to be what Lewis is right now, and he's not because he didn't have the right temperament and he didn't make the right decisions. Lewis is where he is right now because he believes that you have to put the work in to keep in a good car, and as long as you have a team around you who are listening to the drivers and making the changes based on what the drivers need and meeting the drivers need.
That's it. Round one. The polls in the chat. Who got round one? It's either Ken or it's Bar. Baraka dropping bars, Ken dropping bars. I need to see the vote right now. The vote is open for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. We need to know who got round one. That's what we voting on right now. 30 seconds. Oh, damn.
Oh, I get a vote.
Oh, yeah. Baraka, you better vote for yourself, man. Kenny Bugs is taking every angle he can, bro. You better vote for yourself, Baraka. I didn't expect that shit, bro.
I didn't even know we could vote.
That surprised me, bro.
So
I didn't even think about that.
So Baraka, the regular YouTube page, you gotta separate the Riverside, separate that tab from your YouTube page, put it side by side, so you can see the YouTube page separate, and you'll see your vote.
All right, man, we got. Hey, Kenny Bugs got round one, 66 to 33. So Kenny Bugs got round one. Next question is this: round two. If anything, you give your opinion. Even outside the safety car, let's just say there was one legitimate lap in 2021 Abu Dhabi. Let's just say it was one legitimate lap to really be had. Do you honestly think if Max Verstappen has not run Lewis wide, pulled his taxes, he actually pulls that race off? Or do you think with a legitimate lap, Lewis Hamilton could have pulled off that win, given the situation was right? What do you think?
Brazil. Oh, that's Brazil.
Brazil? Brazil. Yeah, okay, let's do Brazil. Do Brazil.
No. He ran him off the track in Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah,
so in Brazil,
it was Brazil.
Do you think that situation? What do you think about that situation, Kenny Buzz? I'm gonna go ahead, Baraka. You want to go first, or you want to let Kenny Buzz go?
Am I arguing was Max in the right, or wait, what was the?
Is he wrong?
Whichever way you want.
Whichever way you want.
I admit that Max was suspect during Brazil. That move in Brazil was very suspect at best, and warranted a penalty, depending on who was the steward that day.
This is what I'm gonna say. See, people give Baraka a lot of shit because he's a Red Bull fan, but he is so fucking objectively damn cool. It ain't even fucking funny. It's not even funny. Okay, so
I like it.
I'll say right. It's hard not to like my bro. This is what I will say. Then let's say this: do you think Max Verstappen will reach 7 world championship titles, Baraka?
The car,
in his
honestly,
career.
That's a hard question.
Oh well, that's the question. You got 60 seconds.
Question.
You got 60 seconds right now. Let's go. Let's go.
If he commits to Red Bull, no. If the rumors are true and he jumps to ships to Mercedes, I'm not saying he'll win more championships. 7 though. I think the cards, he has to have like he needs to find a 4-leaf clover for that to be possible.
Oh shit!
Cause I don't know, getting past 5 is hard enough. Like, of course, Schumacher and Lewis made it look easy, but even then, I don't know. It's hard. It's tough because it's like he has to play his cards right. If he stays with Red Bull beyond 25, 26, no. If he does see that Mercedes seat, I don't know.
Damn. All right. Well, it's gonna be Kenny Bugg's turn right there. Nall says I would, Jay, but can she also says I wish I could be live and debate. So Nall is going to be trying to come on and debate Kenny Bugs at some point in time, depending on who wins. Whoever wins out of this will have to debate next time to an up and coming, or Kenny Bugs will have to go back and try to redefend his title. Stefan says, please talk about the last lap between Lewis and Max for the championship. Also, Nall Automaintani Big Baller says the difference between a Michael Schumacher or Senna is they did recognize their error and shortcomings. I can put links for these interviews. The reason why Max will never be among the greats, he doesn't value decency and morality beyond the sport. Shit, that kind of hurt my soul. She said Max just, damn. All right, Kenny Bugs. Can Max do it? If he can, tell why. If you don't think so, also tell why. 60 seconds, let's go.
Can't do it. And the reason why is, and first of all, Baraka, this is your first mistake, okay? When the old man extended his contract for a year, that just ate away that clause for Verstappen to leave. There's no way they're gonna let the old man out till 2026, and that's when he'll be able to use that clause to get out. By that time, next year, Mercedes is gonna be a front runner. So that's the bottom line issue right there. I don't see Red Bull winning next year because Adrian Newey's not there to help them figure out what they did wrong with the improvements that they should have been making with the car. It's been a slow grind for everybody else to catch up, and they thought they didn't have to worry about everybody catching up because they had such a dominant car. But once everybody figured out their shortcomings and what they were doing wrong, that just took away his advantage. Now, Max has the temperament of Alonso.
Damn, that's it. Time. All right, the poll is in the chat. Who got round 2, Ken or Baraka? Now, you got to know they kicking the dust off. Everyone been in here in a while. They kind of like sparring around each other. Trust me, this shit going to get heated up. The next question I got is going to be about team orders because I want to know what they think about team orders, and I want to know from 3 different perspectives. I'm going to ask them to answer this in 60 seconds. They got to be like Jesse James. They got to fire it off. I want to know, was Max wrong for disobeying team orders? Was Lando wrong or right for taking so long to finally complete team orders? And should Russell have gotten team orders? Baraka, you up first, and it says 78%, 81%.
Hold on, Baraka, you didn't vote.
Don't worry about it. 78% is over. The voting is closed. Kenny Buzz got round 2. All right, here's the question, chat. This is the last question. It's already 2-3, but we got one more round here because we never know what can happen between these two. Shit could get spicy and dicey. All right, so the question is, was Max wrong for completely disobeying team orders for Perez, or right? Is Lando wrong or right for taking so long to finally obey team orders? And should Russell have gotten team orders in this last race? Baraka, you up first. Let's go.
All right. Was Max wrong in Brazil 21?
No, this year.
Oh, this year? Oh,
no, last year. It was last year.
Yeah.
Wait, can you start this clock over? Can you start the clock over?
Yeah, I can start the clock over.
What are you talking? I thought you were talking about this last race when he wasn't listening to his engineer.
Nah, you remember when they told Max to let Perez get the position. Yeah. And Max said
yeah. Okay.
Okay. So that was Brazil 20. That was Brazil 22.
Right, because he was still mad. He was still mad about Monaco, in Monaco. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
All right, so here we go, Baraka. You got it. Let's go.
Was Max wrong? Yes, mainly due to the fact that they pinpoint strategically as a team, saying it's like, hey, to maximize our points, just let him go. He can finish. I think he was going to finish P2 in the drivers, I believe. So yes, I do. I'm a firm believer. It's like, yeah, he kind of screwed over Checo that year. Lando, on the other hand, He was. I think at that point he was 10 toes deep. He was already on the deep end, and he was in murky waters with that. So it's like Lando is like at this point. I said he should have committed to that at that point, and not wait to the last lap. George, on the other hand, from what I heard, is they both parties agreed that hey, we're gonna commit to the strategy, and the one stop was originally Lewis's idea, but kind of backed out. Lewis kind of feels screwed over, so team order should have been involved, I guess. So yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you finish that out since it's the last round. I'm gonna let you finish out. Say what you gotta say, bro.
So team order should have been involved. I can understand. It's like the whole Bernie Mac thing. I don't condone the situation, but I do understand why he called the audible. It was a go big or go home situation for George. He went big for like an hour after the race until he didn't get that tire pickup and he was found to be 3 pounds underweight. So it's like he did go big, and then later on he went home. I don't condone throwing the audible to screw over your teammate.
Okay.
But I do understand it's like drivers are naturally selfish. When I look at NASCAR and IndyCar, they're pretty selfish especially NASCAR. When you look, they're selfish.
Right.
So.
All right, Tom,
Yeah.
Kenny Bugs, you got it, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're in trouble, bro. All right, Max with Perez in Abu Dhabi. Perez, no, in Abu Dhabi, Perez did everything in 2021. He did everything, even stuff he should, moving in the braking zone to get into Lewis's way to help Max. When that race was over, and matter of fact, I guarantee you they violated fuel flow, and that's why they pulled the car in at the end of the race so that they wouldn't have to go through the inspection. Okay, because he would have been disqualified, I think. But that's just me. All right. After that, Max called him a legend. And then the very next year, you go and shit on him because he crashed and took pole at Monaco, and you held that. Okay, cool. He just showed who he really was. Okay, he's for himself. Screw everybody else. Everybody else needs to move out of my way. All right, Lando knew what the deal was. He knew what the deal was when they pitted him first. If he was smart, he should have hurried up and let that boy through because he could have got it. He could have got him by the end of the race. Now, yeah, I think in the back of his mind, he was thinking that when Ricardo was here, you wouldn't let me pass him, and you let him win Monza. But he might have been thinking that, but that was still his best shot. Now, let's get to Russell. This is going to be interesting right here. Can I take my time?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. This is the deal, okay? And I didn't hear what you said, Barack. I didn't know that Lewis had pitched it in the meetings, and then he kind of backed away from it. But this is the thing about Russell. Russell been an ear hustler when it comes to learning from Lewis from day one, okay? He's been trying to learn how to become a better tire manager because he's seen with his own two eyes how Lewis has just managed his tires to win races, from behind and from the front, okay? So he's been working on that for a long time, all right? He's been watching Lewis's data to learn stuff right there whenever he's not faster than Lewis, okay? So all of that comes into play. He couldn't have picked a worse place to pull a one-stopper. And you know why, Baraka?
It is beyond 7 kilometers long.
That's it.
Dang, brother. Hey, man, let me give you that.
No, wait. That's the problem, because at the end of the race, when you cross the finish line, you make a U-turn and go into the pits backwards. You don't get to go around the track and pick up the loose rubber.
Yep.
And that's probably why Lewis backed out of it. It was like, nah, I don't think I want to take that chance. Or if Lewis was really going to commit to something like that, he would have told them, make my car a little bit heavier. Because he would have.
I think Aston Martin did that because I think I just saw today Alonso was the only driver to successfully pull the one stop from I think F1 because he went from he started off with the mediums.
On what track?
Yesterday in Spa.
This Sunday,
that's
Russell
what I
was
saw.
the only one who did it.
Oh,
No, Russell was the only one who did it.
I think F1 just posted. I don't know if it was the real.
No, it was
one.
Russell. Russell was
Okay.
the only one who went for the one stopper.
Oh, let me check again because I feel like I've been hoodwinked. Then
I've been hoodwinked.
I've been hoodwinked.
Hey,
Yeah, no, it was Russell.
Go ahead.
He was the only one to attempt the one stopper, and he pulled it off.
So
But-
go ahead, Ken. Finish up while he's checking that.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean,
no,
it was, and then this what they say.
Okay. There it
one
is.
stop,
When did he do it?
huh?
When did Alonso do it?
Yesterday.
I tell you what, hey, Ken, go ahead, do your point. I'll look it up and see. I'll look it up.
Okay,
and see. Do
okay.
your
Well,
point.
so it was Russell and Alonso who pulled the one stopper.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. But this is the thing, okay? Russell has a fixation with beating Lewis, with proving that he is a better driver than Lewis. And that's why he does dumb stuff like do everything he can to stop Lewis from passing him like he did in Singapore and then hit the damn wall. Trying to follow Norris and stay tight with Norris, not realizing you're losing downforce. You can't be that close unless you can actually make the pass. Otherwise, you need to compensate for it in your driving technique. And he didn't. And he followed Russell through that. I mean, he followed Norris through that turn, and he didn't have no downforce, and he clipped that wall and broke the tie rod. Game over. So that's the thing. I mean, he needs to stop worrying about beating Lewis because he can't do nothing but beat himself if he keeps trying to do that. He needs to let it go. You're going to be the number one driver next year. You're going to be in the fastest car next year. Let it go. The one thing he's going to do that they're going to do next year, they're going to change the front suspension from a push rod to a pull rod. They couldn't do it this year because they didn't have enough money to do that and make all the other changes that they made. But that's going to give them better aero coming into the floor. So they're going to have the fastest car next year.
I feel like with
Yo,
Russell,
big
the
shout
Russell
out.
situation.
Hey, hold on, Baraka, you
Oh, yeah.
are correct right here. Alonso changed 13 laps off the mediums and went straight on the hards for the remainder of the race. He did.
That's what Russell did.
That's what Alonso also did. Russell also, where is Russell? Where is George Russell. Russell went at 10 laps. He changed at 10 and went the hards the rest of the way. Alonso changed 3.
He went 34 laps.
Later. Yeah. So Alonso did successfully complete a one stop in Spa.
So yeah, and I think to bounce all year, Russell wanting to be, Russell is so gun ho being the next driver on the list to say he could beat Lewis.
Yeah, true.
Because within the team,
Oh, he's already said he's faster than Lewis.
Yeah, he did say that.
Oh,
He said that out of his own mouth. He said that on one of
Couple years
the
ago.
interviews they had for Formula One. It was doing a lie detector test. He asked him, "Are you faster than Lewis?" He said, "Yes." Out of his own mouth into the public.
Oh, more than
Yeah.
that. He said it more than that.
okay,
Yeah,
I missed that. My
Even
thing
worse
is,
than that, Lando Norris said the reason why Lewis is as good as he is because he's in the fastest car.
oh, yeah,
And
for
Zach
certain,
Brown
yeah.
got a hold of him and said, "You need to check yourself, youngster." He said it take a whole lot more smarts to be in the fastest car and be able to pull it off when you're in the fastest car. Takes a lot of talent to make those kind of decisions in your personal life.
All right, hold on, Baraka. We
For the very next week.
We gonna bring Carlos in. Baraka, you got to come back for the competition, brother.
Uh-oh, what's going on? What
Nah,
I
you
missed?
nothing. Hey, Carlos, we got Carlos coming in for a minute. What's up, my brother? What's up? What you got, Carlos?
Hey, listen, the way I see
Oh,
it,
hold on. Before you get started, Wildcat says, I got something to say about team orders. Nall says this may not be fair. I've been watching F1 since 1979. Don't ask my age. Amazing guest and debate. God bless everybody. And T. Gunner says Schumacher and Senna were dirty drivers. Don't get it twisted. Verstappen has picked up the mantle. Damn. Go on. Hey, you see Carlos' face? You see?
They can be ruthless, but they weren't nearly as dirty as Max.
Well, besides, hey, how you doing, Kenny B? Always good to see you.
Hey, look, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Carlos.
Likewise, but don't get too cocky with the Mercedes next year because that's not going to happen. Ferrari.
Yeah, my girlfriend convinced me to get the Ferrari glasses.
Damn,
When I
Kenny
first
B, you
looked
got
at
Ferrari
him-
glasses?
Yeah, when I first looked at them, she said, "Oh, you like these glasses?" I said, "I wouldn't get caught dead in them glasses." And she looked at me like, I said, "Those are Ferrari glasses. I'm a Mercedes man, you know that." And she was like, "Oh, you so silly."
And
The very next week, he signed the link that he signed out with Ferrari. I had to eat crow and go buy the glasses.
So, Carlos, let me ask you this. Why you think that's not going to happen? Why do you think it's going to be Ferrari?
because for Lewis Hamilton, he's hungry for an 8th world championship. He has to have an 8th world championship. It has to happen. Karma, however the universe forces work, that guy have to. I mean, for what happened in Abu Dhabi, he just has to. If he's a god, he's gonna have a championship. He knows something. Like I say, Ferrari, they probably flew him to Maranello and they show him some stuff. Lewis Hamilton is almost an engineer himself since he's been doing this since he was little.
Can I ask Carlos a question?
Yeah, I was just about to throw it to you. Kenny, go ahead, bro.
Carlos, why do you think Lewis figured he could win with Ferrari under the? I don't really think he believed that it would happen next year like that because it takes a year to get the car the way you want it. Okay, but why do you think he's planning on doing it with the new regulations and he figures he can do it with Ferrari? Why do you think that is?
Because Ferrari is the pinnacle of Formula One. They have all the connection, they have the engineers, they have all the money, they have influences. I mean, don't you think everybody in their sheets and everybody in their leaks information, and especially with Red Bull and Adrian Newey, everybody is up for sale. Everybody in Formula One is for sale. You know, and the pressure that not only Maranello, Italia is putting on Ferrari for them to be on top again, especially after last year with all the all the horrible calls and all the mishaps within the team. They get their balls squeezed, and I think they're going to deliver next year. I really believe so. I truly believe so. I'm a Ferrari fan also, and I do it like a little bias towards it. We got a lot to do with it. I mean,
Okay. That's a
Hold on.
fair
Let me ask you something, Kenny. Do you not believe that this is going to happen?
No, I don't think people are seeing this in the light that Lewis is.
Okay. Expound on that.
Okay, because first I'm gonna respond to something that Carlos said. Carlos, wasn't Ferrari the pinnacle of racing in 2014?
yeah.
Wasn't it Ferrari who said, if you can't make engines, you're not making race cars? They were known for having the best engines, weren't they?
Yeah.
Didn't even believe in aero until they kept getting their butts kicked, and then they hired an engineer out of England. Because in England, they understood how important aero was. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Damn, I can't think of the engineer's name. But he had a shop in England and one in Ferrari, and he did it like that for a couple of years. Barnard, is that his name? Barnard, who was an aero engineer for Ferrari, English guy. Anyway, Ferrari, yes, this is what they believe. Yes, their fans are rabid. Okay, there's a lot of pressure on them, and all that's true. The reason Lewis feels he can win at Ferrari is he doesn't think they're going to get caught out again on the engine regs, because now in 2026 the engine regs are 50-50 electric, aero, and engine. So they're not looking to get a whole 50% of their power and speed just from the electric. It's also a part of the active aero. So now they can take the drag off the front wing and the rear wing at the same time, and you can do it any way you want to as the driver. So every straight, they're going to be flying. They're going to be back up to speed, even though they're only using 50% of the ice power. And now they're changing the electric motor from 160 watts to 350. Okay, so with that in mind, Lewis Fields can wrap his mind around because this is what he does every year. Every off season, he spends a lot of time giving thoughtful thought into how he can improve his driving and get rid of any weakness he's got. And he spends the first half of the season checking out the car, changing all the settings, and making sure he knows how to get the best out of the car. No other driver does that.
Hold on. Here we go, Carlos. Carlos, go ahead, bro. You have some feedback going on. Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, like I say, Ferrari knows all the. I think Ferrari probably is one of the teams that got information before anybody else does, and they prepare, and they don't have. I mean, they changing people too fast. They don't leave people in there too. Like what was it, Fabricio or whatever. Once he started winning races, he was going. They got him out. They should just leave people there for the long haul, regardless. And I think Ferrari is going to do good next year. As far as Hamilton goes, I think Hamilton is not only the best racing driver of all time, and Willie Ribs.
Willie T. Ribs.
Willie T. Ribs. I truly believe that given his chance and the opportunity, he would have been 15-time world champion.
I talked to him this morning, as a matter of fact, man.
And he would have been the greatest Formula One world champion or the greatest driver in 100 years.
Matter of fact, hold on, y'all, because I think this is gonna be another battle. This would be a good debate for y'all to have on the next F1 minute. Kenny, I already see y'all, bro. I already see you loading up.
I would just say that.
I'm coming back with something else.
I'm just saying, besides him, Hamilton is not only a great driver, but a great ambassador for the sport. I never see Senna used to lose his shit with Prost. Alonso, fucking wild animal, escaped from the suit. I mean, Hamilton, I never see him angry. The closest thing I've seen him angry was when Abu Dhabi, when he put his head down, and he was. But that guy is an Obama of Formula One. He's professional, not only in the track, off track. He helps. I mean, nobody, even if, let's say, for instance, if the worst paradox in the fucking world happened and hell rain on earth by Verstappen doing 8 championships, he's still not what Lewis Hamilton is, ever.
So why do you think so many of his contemporary drivers think that he's not that good?
Because jealousy, because the most selfish, narcissistic people on the earth are Formula One drivers. And the fact that you give him team orders, you gotta let it pass. It's like giving a cat a little mice and say, you can eat it, just look at it, but you can eat it. And the cat is going like, I mean, that's fucking.
That was never a question with Lewis, was it?
That's
no. Because when they told Bottas to move over and let Lewis through, get you back, when the time came, Lewis pulled over and let him get his win.
That facts, brother.
Yeah, and
that was for a race win, bro.
You will never have another Lewis Hamilton again.
All right, y'all, man. Hold on. We gonna have to come back for another F1 minute. I appreciate you, brothers. Carlos, Kenny Buzz, we doing this again. Y'all hold tight. Kenny Buzz, appreciate you, brother. We getting ready to damn cap off this show. I got Wildcat. I'm gonna let you in for one F1 minute, brother, because you've been waiting. I'm gonna let you in, and then Baraka, I got you. I'm gonna let you in. So I'm gonna let Wildcat in first. Go ahead, bro. What you gotta say?
All right, so here's a question I got for you. What do Max, Lando, George Russell, and Nico Rosberg all have in common?
I don't know.
Can you answer that?
Tell me.
Simple. All 4 of them drivers need a special therapist just to handle Lewis on track. Let's be honest.
Okay.
McLaren, they built a universal car. Hence, Lando and Oscar both have the same driving style, which is more toward the front end. So McLaren's car is best suited. That's why both of them can perform equally in that machinery. Red Bull, they built the car toward Max. That's why only Max can drive that car and or Danny Rick. So making that swap, bringing Danny Rick back to Red Bull, that might put Max on his fucking toes again, because Danny Rick, just like Lewis, is a late breaking driver. Hence, he gets the nickname Daniel Ricciardo, last of the late breakers, because he's the only other driver that can do it like Lewis can on the brakes. And Red Bull's good on the brakes. Nico had to go get a therapist to actually help him stay out of his own head just to handle Lewis to win one title. But deja vu does strike again. The last time Lewis jumped ship from one team to the next, he did it the year before. He left McLaren, was with Merck for a year. The following year, Lewis gets his second title. Lewis is leaving Merck 1 year before new regulations yet again. Watch what happens in 2026. If he don't get it in 25, that eighth is coming in 26.
So you're calling 2026?
I'm calling 26. He's going to get it guaranteed.
Bet that up, brother. Appreciate you. Baraka, you getting in for your last moment, then we gonna close. Baraka, let's see what you got to say, my brother. Let's go.
I want this is for Carlos. I want to talk to him sometime. I just don't have faith in Ferrari, not because of Lewis is not a bad driver. It's just the overall team. Their last constructor was in 2008, and from 2008 on, they be saying this is going to be our year.
Like the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm saying it's like, yo, all I see in Ferrari is just more Italiano of the Cowboy, the Cowboys of Italiano. That's all I see. And it's like, I want to have faith that they can knock this out. Lewis gets his 8th and right on the sun, get 9th or 10th or more, right to the sunset with for like an undisputed record of F1. But I have with Ferrari and Ferrari alone within F1, just like the Cowboys, I have to see with my eyes, and they gotta do it. They gotta do it consistently. They can't. They almost hoodwinked me once in 2022. Hey, Red Bull gave him the advantage, and yet look what happened. I'm not gonna fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You won't fool me 3. I'm not gonna get fooled 3 times.
Hey, you said that way better than George Bush did. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Oh my. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of ride with Baraka. Like he driving, and I'm kind of like getting in the car because I do gotta see it, man. They say it all the time, and it was supposed to be that way this season, and it ain't happening. Last season, and it didn't happen. And it just keeps happening this way. But listen, we are going to be back with more F1 Minute. All right, we're going to be back with more F1 Minute. We're going to bring Baraka and Carlos on next week. Next Monday, we're going to have F1 Minute again. We're going to bring Carlos back on, Baraka back on, and we're going to let them have the debate on Ferrari being prestigious and good enough to have Sir Lewis Hamilton in that car, or is this a destination that Sir Lewis Hamilton may finish out his years in Formula One, but not be an 8th world champion? I don't want to see that happen. I do not want to see that happen. So listen, anyway, big shout out to everybody who joined F1 Minute. Big shout out to Automate Tanny, who commanded the super chat. I'm hoping that she gets everything right and she can come back in. Big shout out to Timothy Taylor for the super sticker. T. Gooner, Schumacher Center, where dirty drivers don't get it twisted. Verstappen has picked up the mantle. I ain't mad at that either. But please get it right, so we can have you on, because I think you got a lot of information. We would love to have the representation of women in these debates. It is very important. Hopefully, maybe we can get a couple of other ones in here and show y'all what's really going on. So big shout out to everybody. We will see you again soon. Jay from Wolfpack Performance, F1 Minute, the hottest live show that involves you in content creation. And we are out. Peace.